I've always been drawn to the macabre, not in a morbid, sensationalist way, but with a clinical curiosity. That's why I became a pathologist. The human body, even in death, is a fascinating puzzle, a complex machine that has broken down in a unique and often tragic way. The city morgue was my domain, a sterile, stainless steel world of autopsy tables, scalpels, and the ever-present scent of formaldehyde. I found a strange comfort in the order and precision of the autopsy room, a sense of control in the face of chaos. My colleagues often joked that I was too detached, too clinical. They said I lacked empathy, that I saw the bodies as nothing more than specimens. But that wasn't true. I felt a profound respect for the deceased, a sense of responsibility to uncover the truth of their lives and deaths. One case in particular has stayed with me. A young woman found dead in her apartment. No signs of forced entry, no obvious cause of death. The police suspected suicide, but something didn't feel right. Her name was Sarah. She was beautiful even in death. Long, dark hair, pale skin, and eyes that seemed to hold a lifetime of secrets. As I began the autopsy, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was violating her privacy, intruding on a life that had been cut short too soon. The initial examination revealed nothing. No internal injuries, no signs of poisoning. Her organs were healthy, her blood clean. It was as if she had simply stopped living. I continued the autopsy, meticulously dissecting each organ, searching for any clue, any anomaly that could explain her death. As I reached her brain, I noticed something strange, a small dark spot on her frontal lobe. It was barely visible, but it was there. I carefully removed the brain and examined it under a microscope. The spot was a lesion, a small area of damaged tissue. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before. The cells were distorted, twisted, as if they had been subjected to some kind of intense pressure. I consulted with my colleagues, showed them the slides, but no one could offer an explanation. The lesion was a mystery, a medical anomaly that defied all logic and reason. I became obsessed with the case, spending hours poring over medical textbooks, searching for any reference to a similar condition. I felt like I was on the verge of a breakthrough, that I was about to uncover a truth that would change everything. But the more I investigated, the more unsettling the case became. I started having strange dreams, visions of Sarah, her eyes pleading, her voice whispering my name. I would wake up in the middle of the night, convinced that she was in the room with me, watching me. The morgue became my prison. I spent my days dissecting bodies, searching for answers, and my nights haunted by the ghost of Sarah. The line between reality and nightmare began to blur. I started seeing things, shadows moving in the corners of my eyes, whispers just beyond my hearing. The autopsy room seemed to come alive at night, the stainless steel tables gleaming in the moonlight, the scalpels glinting like teeth. I knew I was losing my mind, that the case was consuming me, but I couldn't stop. I had to know the truth, even if it meant sacrificing my own sanity. I decided to revisit Sarah's apartment, hoping to find some clue that I had missed during the initial investigation. The apartment was small and sparsely furnished, but it was clean and well maintained. There was nothing out of place, nothing to suggest that she had been anything other than a normal, healthy young woman. As I searched through her belongings, I found a journal hidden beneath her mattress. It was filled with her thoughts, her dreams, her fears. As I read, I began to understand her, to feel a connection to her. She had been struggling with depression, with a sense of isolation and loneliness. She felt like she was trapped in a world that didn't understand her, that she was surrounded by people who didn't care. One entry, in particular, caught my attention. I feel like something is inside me growing, consuming me. It's like a dark spot in my mind, a void that is slowly filling with nothingness. I realized that the lesion in her brain was not a medical anomaly, but a manifestation of her inner turmoil, a physical representation of her psychological pain. The darkness inside her had consumed her, killing her from the inside out. But that didn't explain the strange dreams, the visions, the feeling that she was still with me. I closed the journal, a sense of unease washing over me. I was not alone in the apartment. I could feel her presence, her eyes watching me, her voice whispering my name. I turned around, expecting to see her, but there was nothing there. The apartment was empty, silent. But I knew she was there, hiding in the shadows, waiting for me. I ran out of the apartment, back to the morgue, back to the sterile, stainless steel world that I thought would protect me. But the morgue was no longer a safe haven. It was a haunted house, filled with the ghosts of the dead, Sarah was there waiting for me. She appeared in the autopsy room, her eyes pleading, her voice whispering my name. She reached out to me, her hand touching my face. I recoiled, terrified, but I couldn't escape her. She was inside me now, in my mind, in my soul. The darkness that had consumed her was now consuming me. I tried to fight it, to resist the pull of the void, but it was too strong. I felt myself losing control, my thoughts becoming distorted, my actions becoming erratic. I picked up a scalpel, the cold steel pressing against my skin. I looked at my reflection in the stainless steel table, and I saw Sarah staring back at me, her eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and triumph. She wanted me to join her, to become one with the darkness, to escape the pain and suffering of the world. And I wanted to, more than anything. I raised the scalpel, ready to end it all, to surrender to the void. But then I saw something in Sarah's eyes, a flicker of regret, a hint of hope. She didn't want me to die. She wanted me to live, to fight the darkness, to find a way to heal the pain that had consumed her. I lowered the scalpel, my hand trembling. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and focused on the present moment. I was not Sarah. I was myself. I was a pathologist. I was a survivor. I opened my eyes and Sarah was gone. The autopsy room was silent, empty. But I knew she was still with me, in my heart, in my mind. I would never forget her, never forget the darkness that had consumed her. But I would not let it consume me. I would use her memory to fuel my work, to help others find their way out of the darkness, to heal the pain that threatens to destroy us all. I am still a pathologist. I still work in the morgue. But I am no longer the same person. I have seen the face of death, and I have learned to appreciate the value of life.